Welcome to Tier Fun. I am Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we got a Jeskai Delver list that I'm kind of excited about. I saw this list post is from I think it was the SCG Classic, probably from Cincinnati. I didn't research it too much. I just saw it and it looked great. There were a few things I wanted to change up with that list. They were running Mana Leak, 3 Mana Leaks, 4 paths, and 17 lands. And they were also running our good friend Geist of St. Traft. Geist is probably just strictly better than Mantis Rider in this show. There are niche cases where Mantis Rider is good when you want to block a 2/2 or something. Or over 2 turns, it's the same. Like if you need to get 3 damage in immediately, Mantis Rider is a little better. It's worse against any sort of removal, right? And Mantis Rider, over 2 turns, like I was saying, over 2 turns, it's the same damage. It's 6, but, over 3, the damage output of a Geist is going to outpace Mantis Rider, and Mantis Rider is also worse against Karn, Exile, targeted removal. That being said, I think Mantis Rider is maybe not criminally underplayed, but Mantis Rider is a decent Magic card, and I kind of just thought that this was a good shell to let it ride again. I also don't have Geist right now, so that's another reason. So basically, I switched out the Mana Leaks for Spell Quellers because I just think Spell Queller is better than Mana Leak a lot of the time. In a deck like this where we want to put pressure down, we already have like a multitude of interaction on turn 1 and 2. And I felt like backing up our Pierces and Remands with Quellers was better. Could be wrong. We're going to find out. And I also got rid of the paths because they're running 4 Spell Pierces main, which I think Spell Pierce is actually kind of good in Modern right now. It's in a very main deckable place, and in a deck like this, very useful. And but it's kind of a big Namba, right, with Path to Exile. So I should probably be running some number of paths in the 75, probably 3 split between main and sideboard. It's just a really good card, but I'm not. I see this deck as like a burn deck that interacts also. Like if you like Snapcaster Bolt, you're gonna love our good friend Snapcaster Boros Charm. So we have kind of the greatest hits in the sideboard. The reason we got the 4th Queller in here is just kind of a numbers thing. I did have 3 Quellers in the sideboard and was running the 2 leaks. 2, not 3. But I took those leaks out for these Quellers because I wanted to be running... I think I want to try out Rending Volley. It's very good against a couple of our bad matchups, which is Counters Company stuff. Anything with... it's good against Merfolk. It's very good against Merfolk. I guess it's not phenomenal against Counters Company because they can grow their Knight of the Reliquary out of 4 damage. But it's also very good against Storm. This deck, if we run into Storm, I think we're going to curb stomp it. This deck seems very well positioned against Storm. Having 4 Spell Pierces and 4 Remands and 3 Spell Quellers main deck, not to mention 2 Rending Volleys, another Spell Queller side, and these Counterfluxes we haven't even got to. So yeah, I think we'll be good there. Twisted Image, I just want to see... It felt like I was running into a lot of Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarch type stuff. It's also good against Affinity. They have a lot of 0-1s that they might try to plate up. Yeah, I think it's okay. I might end up cutting it entirely. We'll see. This is basically like my level 1 try at this deck. So we're gonna run it through some queues, head-to-head queues here. Jeskai Delver. I think Delver is actually just good right now in Modern. Twisted Image is also a concession to Delver. You need a lot of spells. Just flip it. And but putting pressure down early, an early clock is the bane of a lot of tier decks right now. Storm, this deck, like I was saying, Storm, if we get down an early Delver, they really need to get rid of it because we're going to be able to interact with their first... Oh yeah, Spell Snares too. We're going to be able to interact with their first foray into trying to kill us. But we'll see how good this deck is. I think it looks quite good. This is a... So what are we doing? This is the kind of hand, like, if any of these cards were a Delver, I'd probably keep it. But without a Delver, we have Turn 1, opt. Turn 2, opt Spell Pierce. And Remand. I guess that's probably good enough. Yeah, we'll keep it. This isn't phenomenal, but we have much worse hands. Well, maybe we don't have much worse hands, but we have worse keeps. The question here is, what are we gonna... I guess we'll get blue-red. I think we have more... Maybe we don't opt turn 1. Maybe we just draw naturally, see what they're doing. I was gonna say, ooh, Martyr. I would Spell Pierce an Aether Vial there. So Martyr is gonna be interesting. I don't know if we're gonna have enough late game to get rid of them, to deal with them, but we'll see. We're gonna get the Steam Vents. I'd like to draw a Bolt and just get rid of Martyr right here. Twisted Image is not good. There's the Bolt. All right, land. Ooh. All right, wow. We won't play around. I like bolting Martyr early. Martyr enables their entire deck. This is Soul Sisters. Squadron Hawk. I mean, if I had drawn a land? No, if I drawn a land, I still bolt. Squadron Hawk's a good get for them, though. So this is going to be a grind. And that's another reason I like dealing with Martyr early. Because if they get their Sarah Ascendant online in an early game, it's very hard for this deck in particular. We're going to opt. We're just going to hope. This is where Serum Visions is better than opt, is when we're on one land. But I think opt is better in almost any other situation. Land. Oh. Alright, so we're probably losing this one. That being said, if we just rip land, and we can flip these Delvers, opponent's not doing much of anything either. They have another Squadron Hawk, probably. Martyr. Oof. Lightning Bolt would be good. Oh, they're just going to pop it right now? Yeah, that's fine. No, they're not. And we don't get a Lightning Bolt. That's unfortunate. So I'm sure this Martyr is going to reveal all the bad cards, and then we're going to have to deal with 6/6 Lifelinkers. I think this is actually a decent matchup for our deck. If you watched any of that Blue-Red Horrors deck, I've played against this a few times in practice with Blue-Red Horrors, and it was just unlosable. So if you're experiencing a lot of Martyr decks in your meta, play Thing in the Ice and Bedlam Reveler and Search for Azcanta. It's just too much for them to deal with. They were up to like, I don't know, somewhere in like 70 life in multiple games, and I just slowly grinded them out. So what did they reveal? They just revealed Squadron Hawk? Wow. So we might be doing it here. Maybe they revealed something else. Flooded Strand, awesome. Okay. So here we're going to play another Delver and pass. We're going to set a stop on our upkeep. I don't think there's a single card we really will want to get rid of, but I want to have the option to scry, to pseudo scry. Yeah, did they just reveal? Chooses not to squad. Oh, so they revealed Ghostly Prison, Squadron Hawk, Rage Revios, Path. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done so here. If they go for Ghostly Prison, though, we can Spell Pierce it. Ghostly Prison is very annoying for us as well, especially when we're stuck on 2 lands. Mantis Rider was a real bad draw. Ooh, that's a good one. That's going to win the game for opponent. I guess we'll just draw. I guess we can double block. They do have Path, though. Lightning Bolt. Okay, that's good. So I guess we can attack in, right? Yeah. So I'm definitely attacking in. If they block, I'm just going to bolt that thing, because that's enemy number 1. I doubt they block, though, because they're just going to gain all this life back. This is actually not a good attack. I'm just really hoping they block. A lot of the time, this is just from my history of playing against Martyr players, they tend to really hyper-value their life total, even when they are at like 30 or more, so we can't get it. Even when they're at very high life, like something like 40. I've had them make very strange blocks before. So I could have held back, but I mean, holding back one means we have to double block, and then one of them is going to get pathed anyways. So we're going to hold back next turn because they didn't take the bait. And I assume we get rid of this. I suppose we could... Well, yeah. I mean, they can path now, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm expecting to have to fight through the path anyways. Okay. So here I could actually play Mantis Rider. And attack with Mantis Rider? That's not the worst. Maybe it's better just to hold open Spell Queller. Yeah, we'll wait a turn on Mantis Rider. We're kind of doing it, though. We're going to go down to 2, and then we're going to go down to 1 when we fetch, because we are fetching. I guess we're going to fetch Island. It's either Island or Plains. So they're pathing right now. That's fine. They know about our Bolt, though, so I don't know if they... Maybe they have 2, in which case that would definitely get us. I'm going to get the Mountain here so we can Bolt Snap Bolt. So maybe I should have Quellered there, but I think I'm just going to rely on them forgetting about this Bolt, which seems quite... I mean, we can always remand whatever they have. Okay, yeah. Another squad. So, yeah, I think we're probably just dead to these Hawks, right? Yeah. So we can play Mantis Rider. So yeah, we should have Quellered. Yeah. So we Quell, and we have enough blockers for next turn. Yeah, that was my bad. Is there any way to get out of this? I don't think so. Yeah. We'll concede. Come back stronger, game 2. I don't think those cards are going to do it anyways. So, that's not what we're looking for. This is not what we're looking for. Spell Queller seems pretty good. Staticaster, Engineered Explosives. Remand seems quite mediocre. Purge is also bad. Oh yeah, Running Volley. Running Volley seems good. That answers their entire deck. Seems just better than Lightning Bolt. But we'll probably still leave Lightning Bolt in. And I think we're just not going to be on the Boros Charm game plan. Twisted Image is also not all that good. I probably have Boros Charm over Twisted Image. Blessed Alliance is another way to get rid of one of their creatures. Oh, Grim Lavamancer, of course. That would have been painful to rewatch. So I think I like this. Spell Snare doesn't get much, but it does get Squadron Hawk, which is nice. We're not too weak to Hawks because we have a lot of flying creatures, but I'm okay with it. What would I bring in over Spell Snare? I guess Blessed Alliance? Is that better? What else do they have for 2? They have that Leon in. Yeah, let's keep it. If we get any of these cards in our opening hand, I will be very happy. I suppose I could also trade out Boros Charm for Counterflux. But in my limited testing with this deck, Boros Charm's actually been pretty great for all modes basically. I mean, not the double strike mode, but the other 2 modes. Deal 4 damage, always good, and giving your young pyromancer indestructible, or your entire permanents, right? So you can make some real wonky looking blocks that actually end up doing great. Like, I mean, just a young pyromancer token versus Thalia. Like, we win that exchange. So Boros Charm's more than just 2 mana, 4 damage. I think it's probably why it's in the deck. I don't know the guy or the person who made this deck, so I can't really speak to their motivations in deck building. But I assume, judging by the 4 helixes, 4 bolts, 3 Boros Charms, that it was primarily in the deck for deal 4 damage. Our opponent took the entire time for sideboarding. That's insane now. I wonder what they have to bring in. Sure, this is fun. We're going to lead on Flooded Strand. No, we're going to lead on Hollowed Fountain. We don't mind having another land, so I'm okay leaving one in the deck. And, well, I guess I do want access to Lightning Bolt on their turn. So yeah, I'm going to lead on Strand. I have a feeling opponent, since they're taking a long time to decide whether they want to mulligan or not, I think they might have taken a Bathroom Break. On top of going the entire time for sideboarding. It's usually a pretty dead giveaway. Oh man, I really hope we don't lose this one. It always stinks to lose. It stinks to lose like the first when you're making a video anyways, especially when it's been actually, in practice, it's performing pretty crazy. But especially against a matchup where you're not really unfavored. I mean, we're not massively favored here, but I do think we are. We have a pile of removal. Their flyers are annoying. It's really just Serra Ascendant, though. Oh, man. Yeah, opponent's taking forever. Maybe give him the old grinder dot. Question mark. But yeah, this deck is a more aggressive slant at Delver. It's an idea that I think everyone who plays Delver probably has thought about. Well, what about Jeskai? And it's like, for me, I'd always like, it's not better than Grixis, or it's not better than just straight blue-red. But this person came in 11th at SCG Classic. Those aren't necessarily the biggest and best competition-wise, but it's results and it's data, and it's hard to argue with both of those things. So, if someone else has success with something, it's kind of, I think it's my natural instinct to be like, well, let's see why. Let's see how they had success. And I was looking at the deck. I already talked about the changes I made. So I made some small changes, but the danger of making a change so early in your testing is that, especially in a deck where you haven't made it or talked to the person who's made it, is like, I'm sure that they have like way more information and data than I have, and sure, you have like inklings on stuff, like what you want, what you think might be good, what you think might be bad, but you could just be dead wrong, because theory crafting is great, but a lot of the times when you're theory crafting, when you come to the real world to actually play Magic, you realize like, oh, well, yeah, it does make sense to cut Path to Exiles in this deck, and we're just a burn deck, kinda. We're more burn tilted than control-y, but maybe that's just not the case, and Path is just that good. The one thing that I don't think is correct is the 17 lands. That seems bananas. I guess with 4 paths, you have a whole lot of 1 mana interaction. But I think that I was doing the math on it, rough math. This isn't 100% accurate. But I think 17 lands is what is it? It's like 2.9. I think you're around about you should draw roughly 2.9. It could be 2.98 or 2.91. Something around 2.9. Maybe it's 1.9. Yeah, let's do the math again. I think it is 1.9. You should draw 1.9 lands in your opening 7, which means there are like around 10% of the hands that you draw are going to be 1-landers. And in a Delver deck, that's pretty fine. Like, you're okay with that. But this deck, especially with how kind of color intensive it is with Boros Charm and Lightning Helix, it felt like even just going up 1 land was crazy good. So yeah, it was 1.98. So you're favored to. That's like quick and dirty. I'm sure it's actually the actual odds are different, but I'm sure you are favored to have 2 lands in hand. But I guess that's 2% of the games then that you're not going to have 2-lander. So maybe being in a strategy like this, Delva strategy, I've often toyed with playing less lands than's like traditionally accepted. The reasoning behind it is that a lot of decks are going to go over you anyways because your whole deck is low to the ground and you're not going to have as many high impact cards as say a deck like Jund does. But your strength can come from drawing less air as the game goes on, especially with all these fetch lands. Like when you're running 18 lands, or God forbid, if you're running 17 lands, every fetch has a much more of an effect on your future draws than say a deck with like 22 or 24 lands does when they fetch. Like deck thinning as a concept is kind of, most people poo-poo it, like, oh, deck thinning. Fetching is thin. It's kind of a meme at this point. But when the Delver deck or a deck with that few lands is fetching, it's not as opponent's back. My words are failing me. It's not as bad. Deck thinning is a thing in a deck like this, especially as the game goes on. Past like the 4th turn, your fetches actually start to matter. So it isn't a Myriad deck. That's to be expected. But I didn't want to bring in Grafdiggers. I don't want the games to go that long anyways, especially if I don't know that they have a Myriad. I didn't want to bring Grafdiggers in the dark. 3rd land. It's okay, right? I think we just want some action though. Okay, very happy I bottomed that. Okay, so here's the we hold up, maybe get Squadron Hawk, but that's it. So I think I'm okay just jamming the Young Pyromancer here. Young Pyromancer is how we're going to win, well, especially this hand. It's our ticket for the game. Ticket for Win Zone. One-way ticket to Winland. Winsburg. And we have outs to Squadron Hawk. Like, yeah, it would have been good to Spell Snare that, but I think it's better to just start accruing value with Young Pyromancer. Our next card could very well just be it's Staticaster. So they got 3, which means this Spell Snare actually might end up doing work. Wow, I just played that island without thinking about it, but I think I should have went Foundry tapped. So we're going to get one of these Hawks. So they go for 1. And we have an answer to the other 2. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend bolts on them. I'm much rather spend bolts on prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Okay. I guess that's the card. Nothing too exciting. Here, let's bolt this one. Just to, I don't want to do it, but I want a token. And I'm also trying to entice them to cast the next one, because that spends their turn. Yeah. So now they have one in hand. They can get the other one with this next one, so I'm kind of hoping to draw another Spell Snare, and then we'd be real good. Oh, we did draw another Spell Snare. We're going to attack him with these elementals. And they're miles away from this area, thanks to Ghost Quarter. I think we're okay to shock. Famous last words, right? But we can have Snapcaster, Spell Snare, and Lightning Bolt up. Or we can have Boros Charm, Lightning Bolt, depending on what happens. I'm definitely getting the Squadron Hawk. So I guess that makes our decisions for us. We are spending a lot of resources on these Hawks, but I think it's okay. They don't really stop us from attacking, I guess, but all right. It does cut down on their Martyr of Sands. Baloney. So here, let's see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could just bolt Martyr. I think I'm okay with that. Let's force them to pop it. They might not have all that many cards in hand, and we get to see them. Day of Judgment is going to blow us out unless we draw something. And Proclamation of Rebirth. Okay. All right, so they're Martyr Proc. But we do get to get in. Ugh. Oh, Day of Judgment's not going to blow us out. All right. So here, I'm okay attacking with Snapcaster. They're either going to block and then sacrifice it, or they're going to block and trade with Snapcaster. And their next turn, yeah, okay, that's fine. And their next turn is going to be Day of Judgment, which I hope they're just relying on. And then we get to Boros. Let's actually play this land. I'm not super jazzed about playing it, but I just don't want to draw land next turn. All right. Secret mode of Boros Charm. Gotta click it though. So we get a token and we get to keep our guys around. Thank you, Boros Charm. Even our lands are indestructible. How cool is that? So we're cracking in for 2, 4, 8, 9. That's pretty great. They have 2 cards in hand, one of which is a Martyr Proclamation, which is going to be annoying. But we have counter spells. Nope. I guess I'm just going to attack. If they have 1 Day of Judgment, they probably have more. There's the path. What are they getting? So yeah, we're definitely playing this now. Mountain? Sure. I think that's fine. So, I think Martyr Proclamation costs 6. I really should not have got rid of it. I don't think this says... Or Proclamation of Rebirth, sorry. But we can't... I think it's better just to jam the second Young Pyromancer. Kami a False Hope. Alright. Well, they get a Fog. Woo, 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 woo. So we're going to attack in with everyone, minus Young P. And they're going to sacrifice their Kami, I assume. Yeah. I'm really hoping they draw something that costs 4 or less. For no real reason, you know. Just that's what I'm hoping for. Ooh, land, that's bad. So now they can cast Proc. You'll Proclaim. Double Queller, okay. Well, now we're just casting the next one. I guess there's reason not to. Well, it helps us. We can still win through a path. Proclamation of Rebirth only costs 3. Oh yeah, Forecast. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we'll just quell that. We'll just quell that. Not that there's really anything great in their graveyard. But yeah, so that's another card we have to worry about. Which makes me higher on Counterflux, I suppose. And Grafdigger's Cage, to be honest. It shuts down our Snapcasters, but also shuts down way more of their stuff. So I think we're good with that. But what do we want to trade for it? Perhaps we go down on 1 Lightning Bolt because we have 2 Rending Volleys. It seems fine to me. Rending Volley does Bolt's job, but better. Doesn't go to the dome, but I think we're just trying to keep them from winning more than winning ourselves. We could, though. We could very easily get a quick game in with. It's less likely without a 3rd Boros Charm, but I think they're going to be gaining too much life. Double Spell Snare? Sure. And we have Helix and Snapcaster. Flagstones. Let's lead on Tarn. I guess we're shocking anyways, but we're gonna get a. Yeah, if we were gonna shock anyways, we probably should have just led on Steam Vents. That leaves us the out to fetch painlessly, well, relatively painlessly later. Martyr, sure. We're still gonna shock. We're still getting Hollow Fountain. Grafdigger's Cage. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I'm good with that. So we got a shock if we want to keep up both Bolt and Spell Snare. So do we bolt this now or do we wait? I guess we'll bolt it now. Let's see what they reveal, and then we'll not get rid of it. Okay, for some reason it doesn't show there. They revealed Ghostly Prison, Crested Sunmare. Ooh, that's spicy, and Sarah Ascendant. Okay. Ghostly Prison's gonna be good this game if they go for it. But we'll just win slowly. Yep, that works. Crested Sunmare is going to be a big-time bone zone. Big-time bone zone. So we could play Delver here, or we can hold open Snapcaster Opt or Snapcaster Bolt. I think I'm just good playing Delver. Then we could play Helix if need be. Keeping them below 30 is nice, because Sarah Ascendant is a measly 1/1. Whew. Snow-covered mountain, so good. Okay. Alright, well, we might get it. This is huge if we can deal with this. They're letting us just get it. Alright. Flip, flip, Flipadelphia. Nope, but that's a great card. Crested Sunmare, I believe, costs 5, though, so it's not that great. We can attack here for 2, but I think I'd rather play Snapcaster Mage. Let me look up Crested Sunmare. My lack of standard knowledge is showing. Yeah, it's 5. So they choose not to play it. I suppose I'm just gonna Snapcaster Bolt. And Sunmare is 5, right? Just make sure. Yeah. Queller is good. Yeah, we're not gonna Quell. I will Snap Bolt though. Whoop. Sunmare is... How am I going to deal with Sunmare? It's a 5/5. Ugh, it's going to be tough. It kind of dodges all of my removal. I guess we just got to try to make sure they don't gain life, which is going to be very hard. What is this? Nope. What is the revealed card? Flooded Strand. Okay, nope. So here we can attack for 2, pay for it. That means we can't play Spell Queller, but I think they're just going to Sunmare. I think we got to attack at least once. So they're pretty close to 30. Sunmare is something I wish I had Path for. That's for damn sure. Oh, okay. Ramping. I guess not necessarily ramping, but they're getting to search for a Mistveil. I'm really hoping they just tap for something that isn't Crested Sunmare. The fact that they haven't played it yet has been just awesome. Okay, this gets us, but it's not so bad. Just gonna flash out a valueless Snapcaster. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, we're just gonna rest and wait. Helix, as I guess how we're gonna get rid of Crested Sunmare. Helix and a Lightning Bolt. Yeah. Ugh. Sunmare is such a beating. Opponent is doing us a solid by not playing it. Sure. I guess I could have Quelled, but I mean, Opponent's playing around us having counter spells, so we might as well keep representing them. Kami gets in for 1. Nothing we can do. I guess I'm going to Snapcaster Opt here. So opponent definitely wants to have value out of their Sunmare. Well, yeah, because I use the Snapcaster. We don't really need. We're not looking for a land all that well. Okay, okay. I guess we don't attack. Having this ghostly prison is really getting us. Having to... Oh, we can't even double Helix. Okay. Yeah, I should have played that Delver. My game plan was hold open, double Helix, DNA. My game plan was hold open the DNA. We'll block here. If they want to proc, I'm very good at quelling. Yep. Okay, so now we do have access to double Helix. And we can play the Delver. I'm not crazy. They did reveal Crested Sunmare, right? I don't want to go back and look, but I'm 99% positive. Proc. Yep. Really could use that Grafdiggers. Need it right now, though. No, do not want to reveal Floodstrand. Suppose we're safe to attack. But we're gonna have to... I guess we're not safe to attack. Ugh, proc is such a grind. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold open. Hopefully... they leaving their Serra Ascendant untouched will make them play Crested Sunmare. I don't think so. They're being incredibly cautious with it, though. Oof. I think we gotta quell it, because then they can just play 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, then they can just Sunmare. So here we're going to have to use Helix. There's the path. I guess we Spell Pierce it. Well, can't. We have to get an island here, I guess. So we get an island, we Spell Pierce, and then they can't play the Sunmare. Is I guess my line. Yeah, we really need to draw 2 bolts here. They're gonna just keep. We have to draw. We have to draw Lightning Bolt, or Grafdigger's Cage. Because if we can draw Grafdigger's Cage, then then they won't be able to recur these guys. But then we're still stone cold to the Sunmare. It'd also be nice if we could draw a Young Pyromancer. I would be fine with that. Well, hang on. I guess I should bolt this Sarah Ascendant now, so then it isn't out of my range. This Ghostly Prison is winning the game for our opponent. Come on, Grafdiggers. You're not even that good right now. You were good many turns ago. Staticaster's alright. Okay, so we have to get rid of this now, or else the horse is going to kill us. Yep. So we attack in for 1. Tapping. Proc is good here. 6/6, very good. I was wanting to Staticaster, obviously, but that's not going to happen. I don't think there's a single out. Well, there's one. Pay 2. Let's hope they block. Now we have an out. Ooh, crap. So now I didn't really want them to do this. So we are out to Crested Sunmare is Rending Volley, Staticaster. So yeah, now I should not have attacked. But we still have an out. We have an out to Sunmare at least. So they have to proc now if they're getting the Martyr of Sands. That's fine. Well, I guess that's less fine, right? Oof. Opponent's playing well. Tarn is not the draw. So, yeah, I think we're just dead here. We could volley it and then ping it for 1, but yeah, that's it. No reason to let the opponent make the opponent lose any more time. So yeah, I could have Rending Volleyed that guy and gotten rid of him, but I don't think that's because then they can just I mean, it does. Maybe that does buy us enough turns, but then they can just Proclamation him back. Like, I don't think we were winning that game. I'm mulligan this. Keep this though. Bottom. That was a pretty interesting game, though. Ooh, Gemstone Mines. Someone is #lucky. This card is pretty neat. Guess we'll just lead on the old Vents. We can get Island or Mountain from this Scalding card. I think we do that. Just to save some life. It's probably Eldrazi Tron, if I had to guess. Huh. Maybe not. Maybe it's just blue Tron? Blue-black Tron? Maybe just blue Tron. Come on, flip. Oh, that's a good flip. 1, 2, 3. They're probably sacrificing next turn. Let's go Island. Play this young P. And hope we're quick enough. If this is Eldrazi, though, I think we're just dead here. If it's Tron, we're fine. We got our clock down. Oof. So they're going to have Tron next turn? Okay, maybe we're not fine. Well, maybe we are fine. So Spell Pierce might actually get something here, depending on what it is. Probably not, though, considering they have Gemstone and Talisman. So they have 7, 8, 9 lands next turn. So it only gets Ugin. Academy Ruins. Okay, so they already have it? Or they don't even care? Oh, they don't even care. So we're just going to Boros Charm here. So is their plan really bringing back Expedition Map next turn? That's got to be too slow, right? They can counter whatever this is. Or they can counter this Boros Charm, but we're still attacking in for 7. Or 6, sorry. Whoa. Whoa, double Spell Pierce is great. It's times like these where you're glad you have Boros Charm in your deck, right? Thirst, no reason to Spell Pierce. Let's see what they discard. We might just have him here, though. My game plan is to tap them down as low as I can next turn. Hopefully counter 2 spells, but I doubt we're going to be able to. Wow. Yeah, I guess they went for the Slaver Lock. They had it in hand, but it was just too slow. They could have Troned, realizing they were under pressure, and then tried to build up to the next one. But whatever the case is, I am very glad that we didn't get Mind Slavered. So this is a deck that I wish I had more Artifact Destruction against. It's definitely Blue Tron. Counterflux is going to be good. How good is Spell Queller? It's great at countering their counter spells, but it doesn't get any of their stuff. Blessed Alliance is all right, but it's not great either. So maybe we'll look at what we got here. Spell Snare gets Remand. Twisted Image is dead. Maybe we rid ourselves of Spell Snares. Pierce seems fine. Remand is potentially okay. Maybe that's where we make our cut, though. Yeah. Just upgrade Remand with Counterflux. Or upgrade Spell Snare with Counterflux, and then trade a Remand for a Spell Queller. Yeah. And then put in Stony Silence, which is pretty proactive against their deck. Alright. Another no-lander. Imagine if we had 17 lands. Ugh. Wow, these basics, huh? We got 10 damage here. With the Scry, this is alright, I think. I think we have to keep it. I don't like going to 6. There it is. We'll assemble our own Tron this game. Ooh, man. That was a good get. So literally anything's good here. Fetch land's fine. Steam Vents is good. Just attack him. I don't think there's value in shocking. Maybe if they don't fetch. Nah, 2 life might come in handy. There's his tower. They're on the road. Road to Tron. We'll F6. You got it. Sorry about answering a phone message. Oh, why me? Well, if they try to O-stone us, this Boros Charm might be good. But we're definitely behind here. Yep. Okay. Is that what they searched for? Huh. Interesting, yet again. I feel like I'm going to get obstructionists here. I don't know why. Okay, we didn't. Since we have... I guess let's just get the blue. Maybe should have shocked there, because we're tight on land. Yes, finally. So red, white. We can't do both. Well, let's attack. I think I want to opt. Maybe I don't. Well, once again, this flipped Delver might just get us there. Oh no, there it is. So because they searched up Academy Ruins, I assume they have Mindslaver. That sucks, but it's not the worst, I guess. Bottom that. We could just double helix it. Whoa! 4, 8, 3, 6. That's 14. Pretty close. We're gonna end up not having enough lands to cast these is gonna be what kills us. Oh, wow. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, we can put them to 1. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. I think if they had a counter that used it. They can go up to 14. And we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess we can get hit once. We could also ping them down here and then have 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's do that instead. It's a little less ridiculous. So they could have a counter here and make it all for naught. I'm sure they do. They're blue Tron. Maybe we should have led with Helix. Oh, it's just Remand? Wow. So if we draw Burn Spell? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should have held it. Well, now they don't have blue. Oh, there it is. Sundering Titan, unfortunate. So now I'm going to get rid of both of our red sources, and then we're donezo. Donezo in the bunzo. Well, yeah, that's good too. Yep, that's game. Oh, man, we were so close. Anything make me want to change? Remand just... Maybe Remand's just better than Spell Queller. Spell Queller doesn't get everything. Or really any of their threats. Graph Diggers doesn't do anything, right? No. Engineer Explosives, okay. I mean, I do think we're fine, especially if we get an early Stony. Early Delver is good too. Okay, we'll run with this. Spell Pierce is good interaction, at least in the early turns. Could also lead on hoping to pierce a map, but I think that's a bit too greedy when we have Delver in hand. Looks like we might get to anyways, though. Oh joy. Oh joyous joy. Nope. We will attack in for one. Combat. Hiya. Attack. I will 1,000,000% spell pierce any map. Go for map. No, not go for map. I guess Steam Vents is where we want to be, right? Yeah. We'll shock on the off chance we... Another Snapcaster. It's a whole lot of Snapcaster spell pierces, but I think we just need one of that. That's good. Yep. Alright, here we go. The great thing about being proactive against Mono Blue Tron is that they are a lot better. Ooh, what do they got? Oh, this is good. So now we get the Snapcaster Spell Pierce something next time. They're a lot better at dealing with threats before they hit the board, rather than once they have. I'm doing that there just to be mana efficient, and I would like it to resolve as well. Like, Repeal is their best quote-unquote removal spell. Ooh, another Bolt. So it looks like they're going to be too slow this game to do much of anything to us. Famous last words, but that's the look so far. Yep. Bolt. Could have quelled that, I suppose, but I'm sure they have a counterspell. Yeah, that's fine. Well, I guess if their counterspell was Dispel, then I should have quelled. I'm going to see what they fetch, if they do it on the end step or not. If it's a Tron piece, I will not bolt. Well, what's the downside? What could I get? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana. I don't think we're hurting. So let's bolt there. So now they need a way to get rid of our Delver. And we're live to Boros Charm. Well, we might be doing it. Okay. So now we want to be careful because they have counter spells, but as long as we find a spot. suppose we'll spell Queller this. So they have Remand. Oh, Condescend. That's worse. Alright, well, I would have... Yeah, maybe I should have let that resolve, because I would have loved to have had that happen on their turn. Because now... Well, they still need something for this aberration, but if they get something... Hopefully it's something they have to tap out for. Yeah. I don't love how that turned out, but I think we're still alright. Okay, this is great. So they still are going to have plenty of blue mana. So land, I think, wins us the game, because I think they're planning on countering this. Yeah. It's kind of weird. Maybe they're just cycling? Well, I'm going for it here. I don't want to give them any more time than I already have. Did we get it? They're making us go through it. So it looks like they have a counterspell. Yeah. Pretty good. Thankfully, we still have one more Snapcaster. Let's see what they scry. Wow, if we can't put this one away, I'm going to be very upset. If it comes down to not quelling, I guess they could have had the other counterspell as well. So they bottom topped. They have an answer to this, but it costs 4 mana, which is, you know, trivial. Well, if they have our good friend Mindslaver, we just lose here. Ugh. Buh. We were so close. Well, maybe we don't, because it costs 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Flip would be good. Bolt would be good. Boros Charm. I will not reveal it. Or maybe I will. I will reveal it. So I'm going to make everything indestructible. I think that's the way to go. Because then they get to stick around at least. And we get the Spell Pierce. All right, we did it. Oh, that was good. Yes. Yeah. It would have still ended up that way if they had well, no, because we didn't have the Boros Charm. So yeah, they would have been able to condescend our Boros Charm there if they had done it on their turn. That's why you don't always try to eke out 100% of the value. That was a great win. That would have been a real unfortunate loss. I think we played all right. I think we probably should have fired off that Spell Queller before we did. The turn where we got dispelled. I think that was the only real mistake that I can remember. I'm sure, as I found out, you find a lot more mistakes when when you're watching than you do when you're playing. But you know, that's part of the fun, and part of the fun, hopefully, for me in getting better. That's the only way to learn, is to make mistakes and then be ridiculed for them. Not many people know that. And hopefully you guys enjoy a good punt from now and again. But we try to play tight here. Oh, okay, so we got one already. So this is going to be, I believe, the last game. I'm trying to keep these head-to-head Q games to like, man, these basics are killing me. Man. To like, to 3 games or so. Sure, we'll keep this. That's fine. Bottom that. So we could just be Dunzo right here. Sheffet Dunes. This is probably blue-white, or sorry, mono-white. Death and Taxes, Eldrazi. It's my guess. Oh, Spell Pierce would have been good there, right? Not fetching here. I really want to land. That's alright too. Hopefully they decide to path us. Though pathing your opponent when they're mana screwed is not necessarily the best line. So this Delver kind of made everything a whole lot better. We're either going to flip next turn, or we're going to draw land. I suppose there are other options, but those are the only 2 options. Flip. Okay, we flipped. And we drew a land. No, we drew a lightning bolt. So here, I think I just want to get in, right? This guy's kind of annoying anyways. So this hand's actually pretty great against this deck with all of our burn. As long as we can clear the skies, keep the skies clear for Delver. And I think their only interaction, well, they probably have Dismember as well, but I think beyond Dismember, it's only Path, and Path is great for us here. We're pretty immune, like Thalia is a big hurting. Arbiter, if they have a Ghost Quarter, is horrendous. But there's no reason to get it right now. Ooh, that's brutal. So we've got to do this. And hope they don't have a Ghost Quarter. I'm sure they have Path, though. Looks like they don't. Gosh. Nothing will hurt me more than getting Ghost Quartered or Pathed right here. Oh! What are they doing? Double Arbiter. Yeah, I think we just lose here. That's that's really funny to say, but I think we just lose. Maybe the opponent will be nice and not do it. But no. You live for that if you're playing. If you're the Arbiter player, this is what you live for. I guess we just keep attacking. As long as we have this aberration, we have a chance. I think we're winning this race. Obviously, Sheffet Dunes is a thing, and they have other cards in their hand. But as it stands, we are. This is Path. Yeah, that's ballgame. Well, that was a ranching. Wow. That happens, though. Especially when you have to mulligan so much. So this is a good matchup for these cards. Spellqueller seems pretty alright. Remand seems pretty bad. I suppose we could also bring in... Oh, Grimm's awesome. I suppose we could also bring in Stony Silence. It's not phenomenal. And maybe we want Blessed Alliance just as interaction. Twisted Image can go. Yeah, we're That's one thing about playing in the queues. You don't necessarily play against expensive decks all that often. Now, I have found that that's not always true, but I think in general, you don't. And the more expensive the deck, the more likely they are to have a Twisted Imageable creature, be it Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, or any of the 01 affinity creatures. So maybe knowing that, I shouldn't have main decked Twisted. But let's think about what we're bringing in. I think Stony Silence is too narrow. Boros Charm is... I don't really have any destruction stuff, so maybe we'll go down like this. I think we're good here. I'd love to draw Mantis Rider one time. We just have so many cards that deal with their duders. As long as, you know, we don't get mana screwed. I think we keep this. This is not an exciting hand, but it can turn out. With all we need is one blue source and a few more lands. This hand gets absolutely wrecked by Thalia, though, so I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but recently I've experienced a whole lot of, like, people, like, I don't know, just not having a stop in their first main phase. Or maybe it's, like, how F8 works. I don't know, but... Oh, okay. I'm actually very okay with this. I mean, obviously, we'd prefer it to stick around, but getting pathed when we need a land, that just feels good. And we can just get rid of this Thalia. Ooh, or we can play this Delver. Let's play the Delver. Odds are they don't have another path. If they do, it costs them 2 mana. I almost like knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, stop your F6. I gotta cast Boros Charm to make it indestructible so I can block. But, yeah. That doesn't happen when Thalia makes stuff cost more. So let's Helix now. Just get it out of the way. Let us attack. I suppose Boros Charm is maybe even better to use as a block in that situation. But I like getting in damage. That's the other line, though. Let them attack. Tectonic Edge. Selfless Spirit. Let's just fetch. We gotta get Hollowed Fountain here. So they can't take us off of white. Ooh, that's good. So let's just volley this. Yeah, let's volley it. Well, They could. Oh yeah, it's only on 1. For some reason, I thought this was on 2. So yeah, let's volley. Well, yeah. It's really hard for me to convince myself to cast this volley, but I think all their creatures are essentially the same. And I think we just need to, if we can deal with them all one by one, we'll be all right. Ooh, this is destroy. Hello. Counter, target, Tectonic Edge. Maybe we should have attacked in, actually, assuming they would do that. Yeah, I think that was probably the line. It does 3 less damage. Annoying, but not too bad. What are they filing in? Arbiter? Yeah. So they get one of our lands, but they don't get to take us off of any mana. And they're empty-handed, and we get to attack in for 3 next turn. All these things are good. And a land is a phenomenal draw. No bad draws here. Snapcaster's still good. Yeah, I think I'm okay waiting. This does play into a Violin Selfless Spirit, but I don't think they're running that many of them. And they ticked up anyway, so we're not that worried. We're going to get rid of the most damage dealing one. And also it protects against Flicker Wisp, which they might have. And if they do, I will be, I guess, just Lightning Helixing it. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have it. They would have definitely vialed it in. And in that case, let's get rid of this guy. To prevent future Flicker Wisp shenanigans. I guess they just have another one. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Flicker Wisp is the one card that makes this deck very hard to beat from the Delver perspective. Arbiter can get you, it is annoying. Yeah, I'm very okay with getting attacked here. We're at 23. We have Snapcaster Rending Volley. Wow, and they just play out the Aether Vial. I guess I'm not going to play around anything, so you might as well opt. Yep. We can't Snapcaster Bolt, unfortunately. I think I will definitely Snapcaster Rending Volley on, yep. On the Splicer. I just don't want to get that Wisp value. So, ways we lose here. Restoration Angel doesn't... Restoration Angel is the way we lose here. But they would need to have land and resto. Yeah, I don't think we could lose. And so we did not. Like all these cards, Spell Snare is probably the weakest, but it gets the cards I fear about the most. I worry about the most. Engineered actually might be the weakest, but it's a utilitarian answer to their entire deck. If they ever overcommit, well, you can't really say it's overcommitting, but if they ever have a whole lot of one converted mana cost, like 1s, 2s, or 3s, we can just wipe those. If they ever have something that's really annoying for us to get rid of, we can get rid of that. This hand seems great. If they ever have a whole lot of tokens, we can get rid of those quite easily. It's just a functional, or a very functional isn't the word. It is a good word for what I'm trying to say, but it's not the word. Flexible, that's the word, yeah. It's a very flexible answer for their deck. Wow, so they're just on one land Tectonic Edge? Okay, well, let's hope... we can't throw this burn at their face. But... Snapcaster Mage is great, but we need lands first. Well, if we don't draw lands... okay, yeah, I'm definitely just doing that. Mantis Rider is going to be great if they can't path it. Aether Vial. Unfortunately, we do not have a Spell Pierce. I'm sure this unlocks their entire hand. So here, I'm going to Boros Charm, deal 4. And then I'm just going to slam this Mantis Rider. They could have a way to deal... ooh, well, they can't cast anything too scary next turn. Oh, sorry. But this is a great card. Basically, I want to cast my white spells because I'm sure that's what opponent is going to want to get rid of. But Mantis Rider is actually... when you think of Mantis Rider, you think of it as an offensive creature, but it's actually really great, just offense and defense against this deck. Ooh, double tech edge. Yeah, opponent kept the sketchy one, which you have to do sometimes. Vial can get you out of it. Oh, land is great. So at this point, we can start helixing their face and bolting. Now they're down to 10. We're not even afraid of their flyer because we can attack right through it. If they activate the vial, we have to fetch. Yeah, we're just gonna helix face. And we can't fetch until they've activated it either, because they could get us in response. So they might be wanting to tech edge something here, and I'm not going to fetch because I'm pretty certain they have path. Interesting. Well, I wasn't thinking about that. Yep. Path is pretty good there. We had Spellqueller too, so I got a little antsy, but we still have them at 9. What do we get? I suppose Mountain's fine. Destroy target non-basic. Sure, let's fetch. Okay, they don't have it. So let's get the Hallowed Fountain. Rending Volley is a great draw. So they're gonna get rid of our Hollow. I should have. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get a white. I was really dumb. So now they can get rid of our Hallowed Fountain. Oh, well, they're probably going to Ghost Quarter, too. Flicker Wisp is annoying, but we're fine. We'll just we'll Rending Volley it. If we can get in, we win, though. 3, 6, 7, 8. Let's see what this is. Flicker Wisp? Probably. So what are we wisping here? Probably me. Oh, Tectonic Edge. That's kind of interesting. What am I missing here? I guess we let them wisp it, right? And cuts them off of one land. Of course, we have to spend this red, so now we don't win this turn, but that's fine. No harm in playing Delver. Mind Sensor, sure. We're just gonna helix your face and say go. So now they need to get rid of our mountain and our steam vents, and they need to get rid of one of our creatures. Okay, well now they cannot get rid of our creatures. I guess they could have Wasteland Strangler, but I think they're just white. Let's just see if they have something here. I don't think they do. So yeah, that's a phenomenal matchup for this deck, especially with these rending. Even without these rending volleys, just say they're literally any other card we have. Grim Lavamancer is a Staticaster, Engineered Explosives. Oh, also Spellqueller is pretty good against them. Mantis Rider is game over if they can't deal with it. And Young Pyromancer is phenomenal. Lightning Helix, Lightning Bolt's phenomenal. Just an Image Blows, but that's, I think, literally the only card in the deck that isn't good against them. Like, even Spell Pierce is alright. It gets their, gets the Vial, I suppose, on the play. or on the play. So yeah, that's Jeskai Delver. We'll be playing more with it for sure. I think the deck is good. I want to iron it out, and that's kind of why I get my most best thoughts when I'm on stream. I think about decks afterwards. It seems to be pretty productive deck or thought wise. But yeah, I wanted to play this, get this out there. I think this is it's kind of a spicy deck, and I think it's good. I think I'm actually going to run it through a league next time. I think I'm going to play it again this week. I'm not 100% happy with the sideboard, but I think I like where it is. I kind of like where it is. Not having much graveyard hate leaves us susceptible to dredge, but really only dredge in terms of the graveyard decks. And Young Pyromancer is pretty decent against dredge, assuming we can interact with whatever that burn spell is that allows them to dredge and life and loan a whole lot of things. And we can actually conflagrate with Remand and Spell Pierce. And it's not an unwinnable matchup, but it's okay. But I do want to test against dredge, so I don't know if any of you guys have dredge out there. I'd like to play this deck against that. But anyways, this is Jeskai Delver. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really think the deck is fun. I know it's fun, and I think it's actually kind of good. I'm gonna do some more testing with it though to make sure. But yep, that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be having a whole lot more content this week per usual. So thanks again, everyone, for the recent subs, past subs, future subs, and present subs. You guys, you're why I do it. Thanks for watching.